Cleopatra.
Ooh, Liz Taylor.
Oh, we need to talk about this one because this is super significant in the fall of old Hollywood.
All right, Justin, would you like to give us some historical context?
it's a 4 hour movie.
So, in the beginning of the 60s, movie tickets sales were dwindling, mostly having to do with the introduction of television, but also because these movies that the studios were making had these ginormous budgets. And one of the biggest budgets that was approved of was Cleopatra. And they went so over budget on this movie that even though it was the highest grossing movie of 1963, it bombed because it was that expensive to make. You know how everyone is nowadays are looking at these big budget movies, and then they look at a movie like Godzilla Minus One, which was made for like $15 million, and they're like, "Where's the money going?"
District 9 was another one that was like a $9 million budget. Tons of visual effects.
This was the original. Where's the money going?
Mm, gotcha.
Um, Elizabeth Taylor was super expensive. Not to mention a diva who I think quit a couple times during production.
Oh, jeez.
Um, Exorbitant amounts of money was on the sets. Um, Reshoots. It was nuts. Like I said, this movie was the highest grossing movie of 1963. By all accounts, it should have succeeded, but it was just too expensive. And this was one of the last nails in the coffin that Hollywood needed to realize, okay, we need to change course here. These giant productions aren't making money anymore. We need to start doing smaller budget shit.
Because up to this point, and Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, going into like the golden age of Hollywood from like the 30s to the 60s, it was mainly, like The Wizard of Oz and what else? The grand spectacles and there's no
Exactly.
business like show business.
A lot of musicals, a lot of period pieces, a lot of epics. A lot of them are great, but eventually, especially with TV becoming a thing, you're gonna start losing ticket sales. And when that started, they couldn't afford to give these giant budgets anymore. And that's what led to an era known as New Hollywood, which lasted from, I would say, 1967 to somewhere in the mid to late 70s.
Very interesting indeed, my friend. Very interesting indeed. Anything else for Cleopatra at all? Or we're good.
I've never seen the movie, so
I
I
haven't
haven't
had,
either, but the movie's infamous for all the reasons I listed.
yeah. And for those of you keeping track at home, this movie is 3 hours and 53 minutes long. Just a little bit longer.
Dear God.
Just a
Well,
little.
I remember seeing on a bio about Elizabeth Taylor that when she was going through when she was on set and the crowd was going Cleopatra, Cleopatra, and they were chanting Liz, Liz, Liz.
Uh,
Okay.